Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, Just Simply Sports with me. I am Kaja. And as I said in my other video, hair tied, chilling with no makeup on. In the words of Drake, who isn't doing too good right now, by the way. In the words of Drake, I am channeling that vibe today, you guys. It's a Monday. So don't judge me too harshly in the comments, or don't judge me. I consider you guys to be family. So sometimes family, we get a little bit comfortable, but not too comfortable, I promise you. If you're new here, I welcome you. Like, subscribe, come in and join the Just Simply Sports family. And if you're not new here, you're already part of my family. I appreciate you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I messed that up. Happy birthday. Russell Wilson. I have been saying for I don't know how many seasons now. In Russ we trust. Russell Wilson is having an incredible, I don't know what you call this, what do you call it? Comeback tour. He's I can't think of the word, you guys. It'll come to me. Revenge tour, so to speak. He's on his revenge tour because Sean Payton did him pretty dirty last season, in Denver. But hey, Russell has bounced back. He's found his groove. He's more confident, and I just gotta shout Russell Wilson now because a lot of you, when I said from the first game that he took over as a Steelers starting QB, a lot of you guys on my TikTok and on here were like, it's one game, calm down. It's just one game. And I said, no, no, no. In Russ, we trust. And I also said, you can see it on my TikTok, I also said that I feel like Mike Tomlin at some point should find a way to use both Russell and Justin, and he is doing just that. I know that some way, somehow, he heard what I said and he listened to me. So kudos, Mike Tomlin. I appreciate you taking my suggestion. But no, honestly, all jokes aside, it is so great to see Russell Wilson doing Russell Wilson things. I love when people are underdogs and coming into the season, no one except for me had any high hopes for Russell Wilson. It was like, we don't know what's going to happen, how he looks. If anything, it'll be the defense. But no, Russell said, I can still throw that thing. Who you think this is? I'm a Super Bowl champ. I went back to basketball balls. No, it wasn't just the Legion of Boom. I was in there. I was doing some things too. Let me remind you all of who the hell I am, respectfully, because he's a God-fearing man. He doesn't curse. So I'm gonna play a little bit of this clip, you guys. See Russ cooking yesterday against that Bengals team led by Joe.
Wilson remains in there. This is the 10th play of the drive for the Steelers. Shotgun. Wilson fires. End zone. Calvin Austin. Touchdown. Steelers. We've seen it from day one in the NFL.
And he read the man coverage. And one of the things in the scouting report, they know Mike Hilton well. Played so well for them in Pittsburgh for a number of years. Will Pittsburgh be able to keep pace?
Najee Harris is back in there. Fake the handoff to him. Wilson steps up. He's going to throw it downfield and hits on a crosser. Patterson. First down into Cincinnati.
I'm gonna pause it really quickly. It is just so nice to see the effect that Russell is having on the Steelers offense. All the receivers, the running backs, they look happier, probably because they get a chance to actually, get some stats on the sheet. But it just feels like he's having such a positive influence over this locker room. A lot has been said about him and how he came into Denver, and how he had his own parking space and his own coach, and he didn't really ingratiate himself nicely with the team. So I don't know if that's true or not because I wasn't there. But looking at what's happening here, he has little handshakes with the team. It just looks like overall this experience is way more positive, and the team seems to be, having a great time with us. So I love this for him.
Territory. And Pittsburgh takes over. First down. Wilson. Toss it to Warren. Warren bursting through. Warren with the balance. And he's hit inside the 35. That's exactly how the Steelers visualize this. Wilson out of the pocket. Uncorks it. Complete. Pratt Freiermuth.
Rookie.
You know what, you guys? I don't need to show you all of what Russ was doing yesterday because I know you saw it by now. Russ was cooking. That's the point, all right? He was cooking. And I remember saying to myself, when he was in Denver. We all know that that first year did not go well for so many reasons. Um, and part of it, I'm going to say, may have been Russell Wilson's fault because he did want to leave Seattle, and sometimes the grass isn't always green on the other side, and he had to learn that for himself. But no matter what, he's always been professional. He's always been a class act. He's never said anything bad or disparaging about anyone that he's played with, in spite of all things that they have said about him in Seattle, in Denver. Sean Payton to me, you guys, Sean Payton to me is the most unprofessional, just unprofessional and classless, just as a coach. I am all for a coach who's passionate, if you want to call it that, who's fiery, who, holds his players accountable. I know coaches yelled and cursed. I'm not even mad at that. But to me, it was a lack of professionalism. There's a line between being professional and being personal. And when you're telling that man to stop kissing babies and all these different things, now you're going to a personal side. What does him kissing babies off of the field have to do with him on the field? And if you look at how Russ is playing now with Mike Tomlin versus how he played in Denver, he still played great last season, mind you. I think they finished 7-5. That wasn't bad considering what happened last season before. They still beat the Chiefs. He beat the Chiefs last season. There were some games and they were like, whoa, okay. I believe they beat the Bills as well, if I'm not mistaken. There were good positives to be taken away. But it's just a matter of, I think Sean Payton said, look, I don't like him no matter what he did. I don't think Russell could have won, I think, 13 games and gone to a playoff. I feel like Sean Payton really had his mind made up. And like I said, they both have won the Super Bowl, one apiece. Neither one has won 5, 7, 10. So I don't really care how Hall of Fame Sean Payton is. You have no reason at all to not be professional and speak to your team like they are adults. These are grown ass men. You're not talking to little boys. That's why you saw Bo Nix get back up in his face like, I'm not Russ, okay? Like, you're going to talk to me with some respect. Like, don't talk to me like that. There was no reason at all for him to come with some of the digs that he did towards Russ. And no matter what, Russell has never said anything bad. He's always kept how he really feels about Sean Payton to himself. And I would love for Russ to just say it. But listen to Russ speak about some of his time last season and how he feels. This is really, I saw this interview and I was like, wow. I'm just going to play for you guys really quickly. Hang on real quick.
And I think Coach Tomlin and I, we have the same vision of ball, and the love for the game and the passion behind it and the obsession with it. Just some of the things that he sees on film and how he communicates what the other team is trying to do defensively, offensively, everything else, and how he communicates that, and just the joy and the passion and the time that he sits in his little cave and we sitting there and watch film together. It's pretty cool. I think the other part to it, though, and when Coach and I have gotten to talk quite a bit. He said something to me and it hit me in that moment that was really, really impactful to me. He said, Russ, I want you and I to be immortal to the game. And so what do he hit me with that. He said, man, what you've done, what you've been able to do, I want you to remember, that, man, you've been immortal to the game. Being a young black quarterback, you're the second guy to ever win a Super Bowl. Some of the things you've been able to do, being immortal to the game.
Listening to him speak about his love for the game, how Mike Tomlin, leads them in and the conversations that they have, you can just tell that being around a coach that believes in you can do wonders for an athlete. It's having a parent, anyone that you look up to or you respect, who it's coming from where he came from in Denver and how that ended, versus where he's in Pittsburgh now. Like, to be with a coach that believes in you, even when he put him as starting QB, he said he was the lone wolf on that decision. And like, nobody else really, I guess, agreed with him because what they had with Justin Fields was working. But like Thomas said, this is why I pay me the big bucks. I mean, this is why I get paid what I get paid. I know what I'm doing, okay? And shout out to Mike Tomlin for instilling that confidence again in Russ and letting him know that, it's okay to be him and instilling trust in him and all the rest of the guys, because whatever Mike Tomlin is selling in Pittsburgh, it has gotten him a winning season for like the past 18 plus years. So it just goes to show you, for me, when you have a great coach You shouldn't have to have a specific type of quarterback in order to make it work. I heard Shady on the facility, if you guys watch facility, when he was on the Chiefs, he won a Super Bowl with Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes that first season, and he was talking about what makes Andy Reid a great coach, and he was saying that he's just trying to change it. What he does is allows you to use your strengths to the best of your ability within that team. That to me is a mark of a great coach. If you have to have a certain kind of player to do a certain kind of thing the way you need them to do it, then to me you're limited. And I don't think that you might be good by all means, I guess, to a certain extent. But if you can only coach people one way, the way you know how, and there's no versatility within how you can coach or adjustments that you can make when you have a player like Russ for Sean, who's not what he wanted him to be, so to speak, then how good of a coach are you? It's just my personal opinion. Now back to Russell Wilson and Russ we trust. And Russ we trust. I'm gonna keep saying that. I don't know what's gonna happen. There's a lot of great teams. A lot of great teams, but I will tell you this. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I do know that Russ has redeemed himself. A lot of y'all owe him an apology. There should be a Russell Wilson apology tour. There's been all kinds of comments on his Instagram saying, "I'm sorry, Russ, for doubting you," because I believe you don't just forget how to throw a ball. You don't forget how to catch a ball. You don't forget how to dribble or shoot. Those things are like innate once you've been doing it for so many years, decades, and he's been doing it for a long time. Back to when he was a kid. You don't forget that overnight. The difference between Denver and Pittsburgh is having a coach that knows how to coach and is respectful and knows how to uplift the players around him, all around. And this is the result that you get. You get winning seasons year after year after year with good quarterback play, subpar quarterback play, or not so good subpar quarterback play. And Russell Wilson has absolutely uplifted this O-line, this offensive line. And hey, sky's the limit. I look forward to seeing what happens next. They got some tough games ahead, but no matter what, y'all owe us an apology. You definitely do, because getting into a shooting match with Joe Burrow is not easy. In spite of how the defense looks in Cincinnati, Joe Burrow can still throw that ball. He is a very, very talented quarterback. And if they didn't have that awful record, he would be in the MVP conversation because of the numbers that he's putting up. Real talk. So for him to hold his own against Joe Burrow says a lot. Says a lot. Says a lot. Says a lot. It wasn't the defense that won this game yesterday, you guys. Russell Wilson had a lot to do with it. Because I think if Justin Fields had been the quarterback, he's limited. They wouldn't have won this game if Russell was not starting QB. What do you guys think, though, about what I've said about Sean Payton, who I don't like, obviously, about Russell Wilson, the Russ we trust, and about the Pittsburgh Steelers? How far do you think they can go? Let me know.